And I do have a more traditional ending, which you can see on the tab. I'll teach you both ways. The first thing we do is we play bog standard C chord. And then we play a partial D7 chord. We play open D string, we play 2nd fret G string, and we play 1st fret B string. Then we do a little walking bass line on the low E string. Open string, 2nd fret, and that ends on the 3rd fret. And when we hit the 3rd fret, we also want to play the open D, open G, and open B, so we're playing a G chord basically. But we're not playing the full G shape like we know it. We're really just playing the essence of the G chord. So I'll go over that again. We do C chord, bog standard shape. What would be a partial D7 chord. And then we hit the E string with open string, 2nd fret. End on 3rd fret and play the open B, G and D strings. Yeah, I just said it upside down there. We play the open D, G and B strings. Now the melody is on the B string, so we need to play that another 2 times, just like so. In all these fingerstyle arrangements, I'm tending to play most of the bass notes with my thumb, and most of the higher notes with my first 3 fingers. So I'll be playing the E string with my thumb and plucking the open strings with my first 3 fingers. Incidentally, if you wanted to start the song from this point, that's fine. I added the C and the D just as a kind of turnaround introduction sort of opening, but we don't need to play that. So we've got the G chord with the melody note. We play that again, obviously. And then it gets a little bit fiddly. I haven't actually chosen the best fingering here, because if you use your 2nd finger, then it allows you your 3rd and 1st finger to finger the notes which are coming in the next bar. And these notes are, we make sure that we play the whole chord with the B in the melody, open B string, and then we play the 3rd fret on the B string, and then we play the open G string, and then we play the 2nd fret on the G string. So that sounds like this. And the next bar back to the G chord. So what I'll do is I'll play it from the start of the melody. So we've got the G chord, the B is the melody note, and again, and now we've got this more complicated part. 3rd fret on the B string, open G string, 2nd fret on the G string, and a G chord again. And now we've got a walking bass line. So we play the 3rd fret of the E string, open A, B, 2nd fret of the A string, and then we land on a C chord. So that bar sounds like. It just basically links the G chord to the C chord. Now the melody note is now on the 1st fret here, the 1st fret of the B string, and you play that 3 times. 3 times in addition to the full chord. Now the melody note stays the same, but the harmony, the chord, reverts to a G. So we keep that finger plonked on the 1st fret, abandon the 2nd fret, we don't need that, and we just change strings with our bass note. So we're now fretting 3rd fret of the E string, and that gives us suspended, it's a G sus chord, the this note would be the suspended fourth, which then falls to the open string, the open B, and that's the rhythm that you play for that particular section. So I'll just play it from the C chord so we can kind of get a better idea of where we are with the melody. Then we jump back to the G chord. And now we go to what is essentially an A chord, but we're not going to play the full A chord. We're going to play open A string as our bass note, and we're going to play an open B string, and then we're going to play the second fret of the G string twice, and back to the B string. So that bar is... Then the next bar we play the first two notes of a D chord, a bog standard D, which would be like that. We're not going to play all the notes, we're just going to play this one and this one. Open D string and second fret G string. And then we reach for the melody note, which is the third fret of the B string. So I'll play that whole section from the C. Then we jump to the G. This is the suspended note, dropping to the suspended fourth, dropping to the third. Open B string. Now we have two open strings, A string and B string. Second fret, like a kind of like D power chord thing. And that's really us learn the bulk of the piece. It's repeated. Now we're on the C chord. Back to the suspended G chord. And this is where we play a more full shape of the D chord. Open D string, second fret G string, third fret B string, and you play that as you play that B string again. Then you drop to the first fret of the B string, and then you drop to the second fret, which is fretted already, of the G string, and we land on a G while playing an open D string and an open G string. So the first half and the second half are identical, I think, apart from that bar. That's the only bar that's different. So it's more of a D chord. It's the bottom half of a D chord, and you play that third fret twice, drop down to the first fret, pluck the second fret of the G string, and then we need to fret the third fret again of the low E string, and we play the open D, open G. So that is the basic fingerstyle version of Jingle Bells. The ending that I added so instead of going back to the G here, I play the bottom half of a C chord, third fret A string, second fret D string, open G string, and then I make this chord a minor chord. Well, it's actually a minor sixth if we want to be technical, which is third fret of the A string, first fret of the D string, second fret of the G string, and then the melody kind of wants to rise to the open B. When we play the G, that's where it goes. So we have the third fret here, we're landing on our G chord again, open B, open G, open D, open G, open B.